Welcome to Attican Plays Farm Manager 2021. All right, hi, this is Attican and welcome to Series 15, Episode 3 of Farm Manager 2021. We're playing the versatile entrepreneur scenario, and we have some extra rules to make it a little more challenging. We said no crop farms, but we also said we're going to grow everything we need for our factories. And this one is all about really 7 different factories that you have to have that do different things. One that makes plants, one that slaughters meat, one that grinds poppy seed, a mill in other words, one to process juice, one to process fruit, one to freeze spinach, and a dairy processing plant to make cheese. And we gave ourselves one exception since we don't want to take the easy route with the crops. We said we could buy the poppy for the ground poppy seed because you can't grow those in greenhouses. But all these other products we are making in greenhouses, so we can learn a little more about how greenhouses work. And let's just see where we are. So right now we have we've started harvesting some of our crops. The red pepper plants got 13, or the red pepper, we've got 13 days left on those. But we've got our first harvest of the tomatoes, strawberries, and the spinach, which we're growing in these greenhouses here. And we've got at the beginning we started with sheep and goats to give us our engine, and our sheep and goats are feeding some dairy processing plants that are making one of the products is the cheap cheese, which we have finished off. We've hit that goal, and we've put in the one mill to do the poppy since we could buy that, and we still make a profit by buying the poppy and selling the ground poppy seeds. Just not as much as we would make if we had the poppy that we were producing ourselves. So we got that going, and we've got a whole bunch of 3, 6, 9, 12 pens, or whatever we call them, of ostrich, large pens of ostrich here to support the slaughterhouses. But we've got, and even at that, we're finding it takes all of this to keep one of them running. We tried to do 2, and it just didn't work. So I've got it kind of turned off right now. We're paying some people to do nothing. As we've got it turned off and got it set on chicken. But what I want to do right now is put this in. I said I was going to do it offline and come back to you, and I kind of forgot. So I'm going to go away now and build this structure again, this time for the non-organic ostrich, which are actually the ones we need to hit our goal. Did the organic first because they tend to make more money with the eggs and what have you. Speaking of which, let's see if we're just destroying our prices here with the eggs. And we're down 9%, which isn't awful. Let's just take a quick look at all of these. 1% on goat cheese, that's good. We're only down 4% on the sheep cheese, and the sheep cheese is such a high-paying item. And I got to say this, a quick word about these graphs. We've all been, several of us have been trying to figure out these graphs. And I have to tell you, they just don't even make any sense at all, because if we look at the current price of sheep cheese, it's $43.86. Do you see $43.86 on here anywhere? The top of this graph is $38.31. The bottom's 24. 43 is out of range. So this graph has nothing to do with this. It's almost like random numbers. So my advice to you is just don't pay attention to the graphs. They just don't even make any sense. Okay. Goat's milk -5, sheep's milk -1, sheep's milk organic -2, goat's milk -3, -1 on the ostrich meat organic, -2 on the goat cheese, ostrich egg. The only thing we're really even remotely overproducing are the ostrich egg organics. Well, and we know we got big pile of them being made here. So yeah, we're in pretty good shape on pricing. So I'll be back after I get this thing duplicated. It'll take a while. And I do intend, I'm going to buy a little more land to extend our farm to make that happen. And we are, by the way, at a point where money is not our problem. Once we got this thing rolling right here, we didn't have any more money problems. Rarely have to wait for money at all. All right, so I'm back, and as you can see, it's getting cold, and we're just past Christmas. We're coming up toward the end of our first year of our farm, and I've built out this over here. And the nice thing about having some money, I just is an inefficient way to do it in terms of ongoing costs, but it just didn't matter. I built the whole thing, and I decided to take advantage. We got this space in here. And so I made I think a little nicer looking one here. I put the houses in on a middle lane, and put 2 sets of the warehouse, silo, and manure pits on the ends, and it should be in general a shorter walk for the workers, and a nice looking little thing here with the little yards. And I just realized I deleted one of these. Yeah, had to delete that section to get this pin to go in. I built that first, so I had to delete it to put this in, and then you can, after you put this pin in, you can put the decoration back. We've seen that multiple times as we've gone along, but this way they all get plenty of decoration. They got a nice little fenced-in yard for their kid. Well, there are no kids in this, but if there were, they could go out there and play. And I guess the adults could go out there and play too. And let's see. So this is working great. We're getting plenty of eggs. And we're at a decision point. We have to decide about a couple of things. One is we set this up on the hopes that one of these big things like this, 12 large ostrich, would be able to support 2 slaughterhouses. It won't. It just absolutely won't. I'm not even sure it'll totally do one. So what we've got here is, I always build these factories in pairs because it's so much more efficient here. You get to use your house efficiently and what have you. But this isn't going to work because this won't support this, and the range of this only goes out here. So I probably, in hindsight, if I wanted to keep that thing, I would have moved all this right here and snugged it up against that. That probably would have been a better approach, but it doesn't matter because what we're going to do, we had 3 people assigned to this one that was not making chicken meat, not making anything. I have unassigned them. They're in this house waiting to be assigned. So what we're going to do now is blow up that. Okay, we're going to blow up that slaughterhouse, and you can see we're starting to get some crops in here. Now these numbers represent multiple harvests of these. Of these, like the tomatoes, we've got 4 tomato, 4 spinach, 4 red pepper, and 4 strawberry, and we haven't optimized this yet because we just don't know. We don't know the production of these. We don't know how often they harvest or anything. Frankly, have a kind of an idea, a guesstimate, but not a real idea. But anyway, what I want to do is start on one of these. We're going to put a tomato factory or vegetable processing plant right out here. That's fruit, veggies right here. Okay. See what they look like. And we're probably going to have to knock down a couple of, I think that's funny. Those plants these plants keep the big plant from being built. So if we knock those down and then go back to our veggie processing plant and flip it around, and now it'll work just fine. So we can take those plants out and put them right back in. There we go. And we're going to start working on that tomato juice that we have to do. And this guy here, I want to make sure that it's linked up to all of those pins. It is. and it's got the error showing. Not enough chicken, or sorry, organic ostrich. But it's got 91. See, that doesn't seem right. It's got 91. It only needs 2. It's got 45. It's got 45 cycles worth of stock in its own warehouse. So I'm not sure why that's an error, honestly. And now I'm getting the interesting errors with the wheat. If you recall in the last episode, we had the thing where we couldn't get sunflowers in here fast enough. I think it was sunflowers, wasn't it? Yeah, we could. There didn't matter how many we bought; it wasn't enough to satisfy these animals. So anyway, well, let's just get this going, and we're going to need one more manufacturing person here. Okay. So here we've got a harvest of spinach going on right now. Okay, we're just into our second year now. And okay, now we've got a vegetable processing plant. So we're going to tell it to take our tomatoes and make tomato juice. And I want to double check, make sure that's what we're supposed to be making. Yes, it is, tomato juice. So we're going, whoops, tomatoes to tomato juice, correct. And we'll assign, I want to make sure that it's these 4, yeah, okay. Okay. That's funny. Not only was I paying those 3 people to do nothing, I was paying them a bonus, production bonus, to do nothing. Okay, so now we'll get started on the tomato juice. And we can see 300 make 270. That's a pretty good ratio. We've got, what do we have, like 4,200, so let's see here. 3 into 42 is 114. So 14, it'll make quite a bit with what we've harvested so far. Oh, and we want to put a sell order in to shoot. I'm laughing because some of you know what speech I want to make, and I'm not going to. Okay, okay, there we go. We're going to sell our tomato juice, and let's just track that. We know what's going on here. This is, by the way, they need to fix this icon. That to me looks like the frozen. If we go to ostrich, see this is the non-organic ostrich meat, but it's coming back like the frozen. And because here, let me show you the organic one. See, that makes sense. This should be here without the bio. That's what that should look like. So they need to fix that. That's wrong. Let's see, tomato juice. Let's track the tomato juice and make sure we're getting that ready to go. And now back to where we were. All right, let me let it run a little bit, accumulate a little bit of money. Need another sales cycle from our buddy. Here he comes. Oh, and good. We got just in time. We got 200 tomato juice in there, so we got some sold. And let's just confirm we're. Yep, indeed we are. We got one batch of 270. They took 200 over to the warehouse just in time to get it sold off. And there's the 70 that didn't quite make it over. Okay, in time. So we're progressing on that. But what we want to do now is we're going to have to. The reason I knocked down the slaughterhouse that was here is to get it over here and get it in range of this stuff. So we're going to set up another little warehouse or manufacturing kind of thing right here, and we'll put in a slaughterhouse. Point it this way. And we can use our standard. I really like this this little repeatable setup for the manufacturing. We'll put the house like so, and the warehouse like this. We're going to need power. And we're going to need some decorations. And I'm going to go ahead and put these in because we want to get the bonus on these people, but some of these will have to come out probably when we put something over on this side. But we can take them out and put them right back in, no big deal. And we're going to need manufacturing people. See now no, that's the house. Sorry, what I'm about to say is the range of this can easily take in all these, plus it's just closer. So this will work a lot better for getting the non-organic, this, which looks like our frozen. And what are they telling us? Animals are ready to, oh, you know what? Dummy. I think it's my fault that this isn't keeping up. Well, of course it's my fault, but look at this. All we need, if we had a vet, they're starting to get the breeding. They're ready to breed. And if we had a vet office here, it would automatically go out and answer those calls for us. See, there he goes. So he's going to deliver the ostrich here. And since we've got this, he'll automatically go out and do this, and this process will start working over here. So good deal, Lucille. We may even want to give, put another vet office over here. In fact, I think we're going to. All right, so let's see if we can recruit some more people for our slaughterhouse. One more. All right, let's assign a couple of people. Change this production to non-organic ostrich. And we're going to say, take the top 5 out of each one of these. You know what? Let's just say let me confirm this. There's 30. Yeah, there's 30 in a pen. Let's just take the top 2 out of each one. Leave more in there for the breeding. And let's buff these people up. make them level 5 and give them a nice pay raise. And again, notice that this minus 10% work productivity, that's because we have 2 people doing the job. It really takes 4, so we're going to hire 2 more people, and that minus 10% will go away. Hire. Nope. Nobody. One, 2, good deal. Okay. Taking 2 off the top is giving us a constant error, so we'll go back to the 5. And this may just be delaying the inevitable error. Okay. So where are we? Are we making, yeah, we're making the tomato juice. Now we've got strawberries and red pepper plants and what have you. So we can get on that. Let's match up something over here. Let's do the strawberry jam, which would be the fruit processing plant. So we'll build it right here and match it up with this slaughterhouse. And recruit people into this house for manufacturing. Okay, and we don't need a notification every time an animal breeds. There. I just want to make sure that, see here, look at the mismatch between this icon and that. Yeah, they need to fix that. Okay, enough said about that. All right. So we're getting our vegetable processing plant done here, and we can start assigning people to it. See if we can hire one more person. And we can. And over here, Oh, no, I'm sorry, fruit. I said veggie, I meant fruit. What is it we're trying to do? Strawberries. So we're going to take our regular strawberries and turn them into strawberry jam. And 100 makes 95, so we got 3870. We can make quite a few. How many do we have to make? 8,000. Okay. I just gave her, just wasted a little bit of money there, but no matter. Okay, we have plenty of strawberries. We're making strawberry jam. We're selling our tomato juice. Let's see, what else do we need? We need to, let's see. We need to make frozen spinach, and we need to do our red pepper plants. So they could be a pair. We can put them right here, use this thing right here. Let's do a frozen food. Let me run this road. Building in the wintertime is not my favorite thing to do. It is kind of hard to see what's going on. Okay, we'll put frozen food right there. And we'll need another house. And we'll give them decorations, kind of one of those, whether they need it or not. Oh, and we can go ahead and build it. Let's see, what's the other one? Frozen spinach, strawberry jam, tomato juice. Oh, the other one's kind of our oddball, the red pepper plants. I say oddball because it only takes 2 employees. So if we look right here, this guy right here, seeds and seedlings only takes 2 employees. It has a much smaller footprint. I think we'll put 2 of them in. And start. Oh no, we hit a limit. Oh my word, we've hit the 150 limit. Unreal, unreal. And what's going on here? What's their problem? Not enough wheat organic. Silo. Oh, I see what's happening here. We are running out of storage space. Okay. Oh, we can't draft any more people, can we? And I've got these messages turned. Oh, here I don't have it. Maybe it's these guys. What I'm doing is checking to see if we've got the messages turned off. Yeah, because I just the messages are useful, but they're worthless if they're just things you're going to turn around and ignore. All right, so here, let's see if we can get some people on this. See if we can hire any more. Oh, that's right. How many times am I going to try to hire when I can't? But we can get started on frozen spinach. So let's go find spinach and freeze it. And let's set up a sell order. So sell above 0. And I'll say this again just as a quality of life thing. When I'm in this, it should tell me what those things are. I shouldn't have to rely on remembering the pictures. But anyway, let's put the spinach up here. The frozen spinach. And we are off and running on that. There we go. We got our ground poppy seed task done. So this little plant right here has done its thing. And we could take these 4 workers who live right here and move them over here to house 21 and put them to work on stuff over here. I think we're going to do that. Relocate to 21. No comment. No comment. I have to comment. Make this as hard as you can. By giving me functionality, make it as hard as you can. Okay, so now they're all over here. And now what we're going to do is take them off of this. And we're going to move... we got 4. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. Let's do... wait a minute. Let's assign... All right, they're already buffed up and paid well. And we're going to change the production here and start making, I think it's the red pepper plants that we want to make out of red peppers. Yes. So 200 make 220 of the plants. And then here, and I somehow lost one. Somebody got lost. It's Samuel Stevens. Where does he work? It says he works in the mill, but he doesn't. There we go. There we go. We'll change this production to the where are they? Oh, shoot. There we go. Red pepper plants. There we go. So these two should start making the red pepper plants because we've got 4,000 of them that we've harvested. There we go. All right, we know that's working, so let's put our red pepper plants up there and see how that's going. And we should be selling those too. Red pepper plants sell above 0. Now, assign staff to the mill. Yeah, that makes sense. So that mill's kind of shut down right now. There, our training finished finally. So now we can go do the staff expansion. That's going to take 30 days. So we're going to have to wait 30 days for the ability to hire more staff. But it looks like we're making everything now. See, the pepper plants are flying along. The ostrich meat is doing well. Tomato juice, strawberry jam, frozen spinach. And these two are done. So, okay, we're in great shape now. So I'll see you in 30 days. Okay, so we're back. Finally got the training. We have more head count now. And we can hire some people. Should be able to. Let's see. We've got space for between 2 manufacturing people. We got one to go in here to fill out this place. So we got one of them, and we'll wait a day and hire another, hopefully. And what I'm seeing is these are doing pretty well. I may have to change my tune on the greenhouses. They're hanging in there once they get rocking and rolling. Of course, we're not stressing them too much. The other thing is these guys here are pretty nice. I forget who it was. I'll have to look it up. Well, I'm going to go look it up. Hang on one second. Okay, it was Gary Seal. Gary Seal mentioned that these were good, that they made more than the base product, which is true. They take 200 and make 220, and it's a kind of a value-added price. So I thought it'd be good to see, well, let's just see how good are they. So let's go look at our spreadsheet. And we've got, let's see. What are they? Red pepper. Okay, so the red pepper plant organic takes the red pepper organic as an input. Oh, I did it on organic. That's all right. The concept holds. 200 makes 220. So I got the prices. I looked up the prices for the organic. I think that's what I did. Let me just look. By red. I don't think I did. I think this, let's see. Red pepper 629 and 904. 629, 904. Let's see. Red pepper. Yeah, I did not do the organic. I actually did regular red peppers. It's changed a little bit since I looked it up. 629 and 904. Okay. Now let's go here and change these to the red pepper plant and red pepper. There we go. And so those red peppers are going to take, they're going to take 200 and make 220. We can see the pricing and monthly profit. If we assume 30 cycles a month, it's going to make with no purchase about 56,000. Now to make this and keep it running, we've got basically 8 employees growing the red peppers and two in one unit producing them. So that's 10 people at 1,500, 15,000. Yeah, they make good money. They do. They make good money. They're not any better per se than other things that you could do, right? But it is a good way to take red pepper plants and make up, move them up the food chain, and instead of just selling the red pepper for 90%, 5 something, you can sell the red pepper plants for $861. Plus, it's bigger than that because you're actually increasing your output. You're taking the 200 and turning it into 220. So yeah, it's a very profitable thing. So they are good. Gary, you're right. They are good. They're not. Again, I don't think they're any better than any other thing we could do, but they are good. Now here's an interesting one. We've started making the spinach, right? If we do the spinach, and I did the same thing with the spinach. Let's change this guy. Okay, if we look at the frozen spinach and run out here for it, look at that. It does extremely well. Let me just kind of put them all back out there, and so we can see it. 118. See, it's right up there with sheep cheese. One factory's kind of. Let me make that 30. 186, but it's up there. It's almost as good as selling our milk. It's better than cow butter, and it's right up there, right about on par with yellow cow cheese organic, which is a really good one. So freezing veggies looks like a good thing to do, a very good thing. Oh, well, it's a little unfair. I'm comparing prices as they stand in this game versus whatever yellow cow cheese organic look like in another game. So I'll tell you what, sorry to nerd out on you, but I want to go get, let's see, cow. Let's get yellow cow cheese organic. It's $38.43 and $6.68. So cow milk organic was $6.68. And of course, I've already forgotten that one. $38.43 for this one. Now let's compare them. Let's see. Okay, so now, yeah, see, they're very close, very close. So frozen spinach is actually pretty impressive. It is, and if we had a crop field where we were making lots of it, in a crop field where you, although you probably have to, you know what? This is interesting too. I like the crop field so much better than the greenhouses. However, I do have to say, we've got basically 8 people supporting the spinach. Because if you think of this, we got 32 people, and we got 4 sets here. So 8, it's kind of 8 on each one. So 8 people supporting growing spinach, which is keeping up pretty nicely with a plant that's making really good money on spinach. That's not a bad thing. So the greenhouses, and I really like the frozen veggies. They're surprisingly good. So that's cool. Another thing is, those of you who watch a lot of my videos, and by the way, I totally appreciate those of you who do that. I know I have some people who watch, based on the stats, I have a lot of people who hang in there and watch hour-long videos of mine all the time. Thank you so much for the support. And it makes me feel good to think that I'm making something that you're willing to watch that long. So it's all a good thing. But all the mushiness aside, if you know my videos well and know me well from the videos, I speak my mind. If I don't like something about a game, I say it. And I've been critical of a number of things in this game, mostly around the interface and this thing here, the trading and whatever. I think there's some obvious things they could do to make it way better that wouldn't even would require minimal programming. I've done a lot of computer stuff and it would require minimal changes to do what I'm talking about. But anyway, let me go back to here. I've just jumped into criticizing again, and what I really want to do is retract something and slap my own wrist. I think in the last episode we were talking about the sunflowers. And I was just struggling with why in the world isn't it working. I think we had a problem where we didn't have enough silo space to store the sunflowers, and I think I kept looking in the warehouse to see where they were stored. And I do think that the functionality they have here kind of fooled me a little bit. Sunflowers, if I look at the warehouse, see it's still, they do go away, okay. So they're actually stored in a silo. Okay, so that was my goof. They're actually stored in a silo. I think we were running out of silo space, and that's why the sunflowers wouldn't work. And I should have known better, because the one thing about computers is they are, unless they literally have a mechanical component that has gone bad. You know, the motherboard's fried, the disk drive is having intermittent failure, whatever. Unless you have that kind of a problem, computers are unbelievably reliable and unbelievably consistent. That's the thing they do better than humans. Besides just the speed factor of computations and stuff, they don't start randomly making mistakes. They just don't, unless there's a true hardware problem. So, I should have known that this sunflower thing wasn't going to just suddenly pop up and be different, right? And so my bad. My apologies to the developers. I was absolutely wrong. I was looking at the wrong storage and should have realized if I just put more storage here. In fact, we can test that if we want to. These guys we're going to turn the bio sunflowers back on for all of these. Okay, and I don't anticipate an error. Now I will say one thing they do need to fix while we're on the subject. I keep getting these messages like for this guy, but see, I've got messages turned off. Why do you keep telling me that field is harvested when the message is turned off? I don't want those messages, because when you give me messages I don't intend to react to, like fields being harvested, sometimes the message you should react to gets hidden in there. So it's one of those too much information kind of things. Anyway, let's get back to playing the game. I think we're almost done, aren't we? Okay, our ostrich meat's in great shape. Tomato juice is getting there. Strawberry jam's getting there. Spinach is getting there and making us really good money. We finished the red pepper plants and the poppy seed and the sheep cheese. So we actually could just let this run and be done. But I would like to learn a little bit about this, like the tomatoes. Tomatoes, where's that? That's right here. We need 300 a cycle. Oh, and that reminds me, another thing I wanted to say. These cycles, I've been assuming they're all the same length. I think they are. I don't know that for a fact. If anybody does, please put it in the comments. But I had said, you get, it looks like they're daily cycles, and then you get 10% bonus, and you go from 30 a month to 33, and then 20% bonus, you go to 36, and 30% bonus, you go to 39. I actually think it's more like 24 is the starting point, and once you have all three bonuses, then you're getting a little better than one per day. That's how the math seems to work out, and I can't swear to that. I haven't gone, I'm not going to spend my whole life looking at this. I don't want to spreadsheet the game. They already built the game for us. I don't need to build it again in a spreadsheet. But it looks like if once you get your three, the research that you do to get your production rates up, once we get this one done, we will. Oh, I'm sorry, it's only 20, isn't it? Well, we get 20%, and that seems to bump it. It seems like when you get all these done, you end up around one a day, and maybe it's not even quite one a day, but one cycle a day. So if anybody knows how that actually works, how long is this representing what happens in a day or what? But anyway. What else is there to know? Oh, so if we looked at our tomatoes, I don't know the actual total growing cycle, but it looks like it's got 20, 40, 60. It looks like it's around 80 days. So you can kind of extrapolate how many. I'd love to know how many harvests you can get out of tomatoes once they're going in a year, and then you could figure out just how much, what's it take to support that. But anyway, I think I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to say, crap. These things work nicely. They're keeping up actually pretty well. We could run it and just let it keep going and see how these tomatoes hold up. We only have 300, which is just one more cycle. But you can see we got 2,000 in our storage. So what's that? That's another. We still got 6 or 7 cycles left in storage, and these guys are going to harvest in 17 days. So this little setup is keeping up fairly nicely. Our fruit, our fruit only needs 100 a cycle, and so we could probably, if anything, make more strawberry jam. Put another one of these in and make more of it. Now, what doesn't work? I just don't think that slaughtering animals works at all, because it's not what I would want to do to maximize my money on a farm, because think of how many you'd have to have. So we're not keeping up with this, even though we're feeding them, all 5 foods. We've got fully optimized employees getting productivity bonuses and everything else. We can't keep up. And the only way we could keep up would be, you can buy an ostrich for $2,600, right? And 2 ostrich makes 85. 2 ostrich would cost you $5,200, and 85 ostrich meat would sell. The bio would sell for $125 a pop, which is pretty good. What would 85 sell for? 85 would sell for $10,000. So you could buy them for 56, sell them for 10, and you'd be making some money. You would make money on them, and you could keep up. So we could go through here. What I'm saying is, we could go through here and do this. We could go through here and just hit shift. It's a micromanagement kind of a thing, and just buy more ostrich and have them delivered and make money on them. That would absolutely make money. And if you're really in a pinch and had to get this going somehow, that's one way you could do it. But that's micromanagement to me. I don't want to be doing that. See, they've got 30, and he should come out. And there he goes. He's going to come out and pick those off and bring them back over here for processing. So anyway, that's one thing you could do, but I wouldn't recommend it. All right, I think we're kind of done with this one. Look at the ostrich meat's almost finished. We're way up there on the juice, which is good. Yeah, I'm just going to let this run out to the end. And I will say what I learned. Well, first of all, be careful where things are stored. See, we're having no problems with sunflowers now. We're using them just fine. And these the greenhouses are fine for the plants. They really work. Plants and some fruit. And there we go. We finished off our ostrich. And what else? I think if you are going to slaughter, make sure your slaughterhouse is close to your setup. It takes a lot to keep a slaughterhouse happy. See, it's not happy yet. Ostrich are not an option to me for slaughtering. The only thing we really found, pigs and boar are the best, it seems. So anyway, I'm going to let this run, and I'll see you near the end of it. All right, so welcome back. I did learn one thing. Look at those numbers. One of the things is that we had accumulated this over multiple harvests before we started putting in the factories. So they can't that little setup will not keep up. The only thing it will keep up, it was doing really well. I don't know why all these are zeros suddenly. Well, anyway, I put in a whole new set over here, and I really like this. This is 5 houses. This is 40 people. Supporting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 4, 20. We've got 20 greenhouses being supported by 40 people, 2 in each. And they're not actually assigned, but that's how it kind of works out. And I ended up adding some more spinach, a little more spinach, more spinach, more everything, but especially 2 groups of tomato because we had to make the most tomato juice. And you can see we're down at this point a little bit of tomato juice, a little bit of frozen spinach, and we're done. So we just need another harvest somewhere over here or back in that new one, whatever, to get us some more stuff to process. And the reason the strawberries aren't keeping up anymore is I wanted to stress them, and so I added another fruit processing plant. And I think the reason the strawberries hung in there for so long is one cycle is only 100 strawberries, right? 100 units of strawberry. Whereas one cycle of spinach over here on the frozen is 500. So, you have to have 500 units of spinach compared to 100 units of strawberries. The spinach here produces, one greenhouse will make you about 300, and one greenhouse here will make, we've got to find one, almost 300. So you're making almost as many strawberries per greenhouse as you are spinach, and you're needing 1/5 as much for each cycle in your plant. So obviously, you could more spinach per plant and more plants per fruit for strawberries, so to speak. And oh, look at this! I don't think I'm selling strawberry jam. I can't be. No, I'm not. Oh man. We got 10,000 units of strawberry jam sitting there just wanting to be sold. Look at that, 10,450 units. We'll sell them all. Well, in fact, let's do this. Let's see, what is that worth? Sell jam. It's worth $239,000. Well, we'll just sell that. Okay. And speaking of that, I haven't really looked at the money much because it's sort of in some ways irrelevant here. Estimated budget, we're at $2 million monthly and almost $25 million. Yeah, $2 million a monthly budget. Pretty good. Pretty good. And you can see we can't quite keep up with that spinach there. We've got some coming in. They're going to be able to make a little bit. And what are we missing? Okay, we just finished off the tomato juice. All we need is a little bit of spinach, and we're all set. So I think, again, the crop fields I still think are the best. But the warehouses could be done. The old Metrolina approach could work. And you could make money on it. You definitely make money on the seeds and seedlings and plants, that kind of thing. That works out okay. And overall, pretty good. I enjoyed this one. It was better. I mean, they're better when you kind of give them some extra rules to make them a little bit more challenging. And there we go. We're all set. We finished a versatile entrepreneur. And how long did it take us? It took us 5/18 of our second year. So it took us a year. Well, a year and a month and a half. So like 13 and a half months to do the whole thing. And we took our time. We didn't rush this at all. But there you go. There's a versatile entrepreneur. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Farm Manager 2021 video. Thank you.